Hey guys, so I just moved out of my room that I normally film in and came into my living room. It might be a little bit of an echo, but I didn't want to be sitting in the same place that I filmed my last two videos, so I came and sat on the couch. And I feel like this video is a very kind of like sit on the couch, enjoy type video. It's a little bit of a story time, but mainly kind of just advice. I see this a lot on my videos when, I tell you guys comment what you want to see and stuff like that. A lot of the times I see you guys asking for advice on certain topics. Those topics could range from so many different things, but a lot of the time it's advice about school and high school and college and that type of stuff. Since school is kind of back in session at this point for most people, I was just gonna give some high school advice and kind of tell you guys about my high school experience, because I never really talked about that and I did not do YouTube in high school. So you guys never really got to see little old me in high school or what I was like or anything like that, unless you really went far down and stalked me on Instagram. But still, you don't really know all of the details. This could be for freshmen, sophomores, juniors, seniors, out of high school, before high school. It doesn't matter. They're kind of like life lessons too, but they kind of just direct towards high school. So I never make lists for videos. I normally just sit and talk and babble on and on for hours. But I felt like this video just needed a list because there was a lot that I wanted to touch on. So I wrote it down and I'm just gonna go through. It might not be in order, I don't know. I'm just gonna go through it and kind of talk a little bit about my high school experience. To start off, I was very blessed to have an amazing high school experience. I loved my high school. I loved the people in it, and I'm very, very, very lucky that I did not have a terrible high school experience. With that being said, I know a lot of people don't have the best high school experiences, and it breaks my heart to think that some of you guys or that anyone has to go through certain things in high school. And I actually just finished, and the whole reason this sparked my brain was because I just finished watching 13 Reasons Why season 3. And I've made videos on 13 Reasons Why before and my opinions on it, and that's kind of the main reason I watched this last season, was because I was thinking, okay, I can make another video on it, but honestly there's not much really to touch on in this season that I haven't already touched on in the first video I did. But it just sickens me and saddens me to think that some kids really go through what those kids in that school go through. And of course, I know a lot of it is very dramatized and stuff like that, but I'm talking about the bullying, just all of it, mainly the bullying. But it saddens me to think that really happens, and it just sucks. And of course, I had to deal with mean girls. Mean girls are everywhere. I had to deal with mean girls. I do have very thick skin, so doesn't bother me that much when it comes to mean girls, because I don't really care what you say. If you're saying mean things, it's probably because you're jealous for some reason, and that's really what it comes down to. But girls are just mean, and that never changes, so there's that. In 8th and 9th grade, I was in more of that popular group, that group of girls that everyone knows, just the popular girls. And I kind of got an image from that I didn't really like. So after 9th grade, I ended up not really being as close with that group anymore and going and getting my own group of girlfriends and kind of being friends with everyone. There really was no one that I wasn't friends with. But because I was friends with those girls in 8th and 9th grade, people had this thought of me that I was intimidating, that I was mean, that people had this image of me that wasn't me. And throughout high school, so many people would meet me, and after knowing me for a bit, they would say, "You are nothing like what I thought you were gonna be," or "You are so much nicer than I thought you were," and you were so intimidating at first. And I'm literally 5 feet tall. I'm not an intimidating person, I don't think. I don't know if it's just my face. When I was walking through the hallways, it probably was, because I probably didn't want to be at school half the time just because of school. But a lot of people thought that I was like intimidating and like scary, and it caused a lot of people to not want to, you know, get to know me, or were too nervous to talk to me. And like that really came out more my senior year, when everyone got really close in all aspects in my classes, that people were like, oh my God, like I wish I spoke to you sooner and stuff like that. So just be aware of the groups you surround yourself with, because even if you are not like them, and even if you're friends with them for a year, 2 years, you still have that, people still have that perception of you throughout high school. Kind of be friends with everyone, which is basically what I did. I was friends with everyone by the end of the school year. There was really, the cliques weren't bad in my high school. There were a couple that were kind of like cliquey, but no one really cared enough. So another point to kind of add with that though, is that from 8th or like 9th grade through the beginning of my senior year, I had a boyfriend. So I had a boyfriend throughout my entire high school experience, which changed it quite a lot. Honestly, I still loved my high school experience, but it does make it a little different because I did have a boyfriend. So I was mainly with my boyfriend 24/7, which kind of caused us to, like, we had our own friends, but for the most part, it was us, and then like our friends were kind of like I don't know how to explain it. Like, we were friends with people, and I say we as in like we were friends with people. It was kind of rare that like I was friends with people or he was friends with people. Like, he had his own thing with like sports and stuff, and I had my own thing with broadcast because I was in like the broadcast program. But at the same time, it was really like us. Like, we were very attached at the hip. Now, actually, we are really good friends, which is crazy, but obviously that was a whole different side of things, which I mean, I can get into in a whole different video, kind of like my first heartbreak, if you ever want to see one of those videos, because it was really tough. And looking back now, I wish I could literally say to myself, my little 17 or 18, however, probably 17, my little 17-year-old self, like, you're going to be okay. Like, I wish I could have told myself that, because I really thought it was the end of the world. Like, I thought the world was crushing and crumbling, and that was it. There was gonna be no more world left. But crazy as it sounds, life goes on, and me and him are good friends now. Like, we have no issues. So we didn't go to any parties or anything while we dated. We kind of were, we were young, we were kids, and we acted like kids, which is how it should be, in my opinion. I think, you know, you have your whole life to go out and party and go to whatever events you want to go to. But when you're a freshman, sophomore, maybe a little bit of junior, just be a kid. I know you're a teenager and you're like, I'm 16, I'm old, but don't rush anything. You have plenty of time to go to parties and drink and, you know, do everything else you want to do. But in high school, don't rush it, because I see so many kids in high school. Like, I look and I'm like, oh my God, you look older than me. Like, they literally look older than me, and I'm about to be 22. So, whoa, that's so weird. I feel old. I'm talking about high school. High school, my freshman year was almost 8 years ago at this point. I'm old. I'm just kidding, I'm not old. But like, you know what I mean. It's just, don't rush anything. Be a kid, be a teenager. But I didn't go to any parties until my senior year. The first time I really drank alcohol was like on a cruise with my family. So I didn't do anything like crazy in high school. I was, like I said, I was in the popular group. I was friends with everyone, but I wasn't like a crazy girl like in high school or anything. And obviously that does have to do with the fact that I had a boyfriend. Really wasn't much I could be crazy. And we didn't go to parties, we didn't do any of that. So yeah. I did go to my first party my senior year. I think we did like a lot of house parties, which were so fun. Like, we would go to someone's house, end up all sleeping there. Like, that was a blast. And I kind of wish people still like at my age did that, because it's so much fun just to like hang out at a house and like sleep there and like whatever, wake up and get breakfast. It's just something fun to do with your friends. But that was a big thing. So as I was saying, I was in broadcast. So we had a broadcast program at my school, and like we competed across the nation. We would went to San Diego, went to Atlanta, went to Orlando, went to so many different places and competed in broadcast competitions. There was national level and like state level, and they were so much fun. And like that's what I miss the most, like going on those trips with your friends and being able to go to these places with no parents. And I mean, of course you had your teachers and your advisors and stuff, but like as long as you were good kids, you didn't get in trouble for doing anything. And it was just so much fun. And we would go to these places and compete in broadcast competitions. It was a lot of fun. So I mean, if you're in high school, you're going into high school and you're like, I mean, I kind of like this sort of club, but I don't really want to do anything with it. Do that in high school, because once you get to college, you don't do things unless they're for your major. Like you don't really want to do anything unless you were getting credit for it for your major. I dropped my phone. Unless you were getting credit for it like with your major and everything, you don't want to like waste your time. So I would say if you ever want to like experiment with different clubs and classes, do it in high school. And a class that I never took, and I'm very upset, and it's not because I never like wanted to take it, but it's because it literally was not offered at any school I ever went to, was like home ec, like home economics, and like that's where you learn how to cook and clean and like do the dishes. I don't know, I think that's what it is. But I never had that, and like I think that's so cool. So if your high school offers that, definitely take home ec. I think they teach how to like sew and stuff too, and I just think that's really cool. I guess I kind of just can go around like some points that I talked about. I feel like I've been blabbing on for 5 million years. Again, even though I have a list. Never be a bully, which I mean, this is kind of self-explanatory, but I think it's very important because especially in our day and age, it's something that is so common because of the internet and because of social media, and there's just no point. And I get it. You're in high school, you're in the popular group, there's kids that aren't like you, but that doesn't mean anything. Just because someone is different doesn't mean that they're different in a bad way. Everyone is different in their own way, in a positive way. It is just so important to really think about things before you say them. Think about it. If you wouldn't want it said to you, then don't say it to someone else. It's kind of just as simple as that. Why would you want to say something to someone that you wouldn't want said to you? And if you think it would hurt you if someone said it to you, then don't say it to that person. Because you never know what that one little thing you could say to someone could stick with them for years, could stick with them forever. And that's just not fair to someone. So just think about things before you say them and be nice to everyone, because if everyone's nice to everyone, then we'll be going in a really good direction. And kind of just to go off of that tangent, you never know what someone is going through. So a joke that you say that might be a little mean, or something that you might think is a joke, but it's mean, could really affect someone, because you don't know what everyone's going through. Everyone is going through something. So again, just think about what you say before you say it. Know that what sucks freshman year will not matter senior year, and what happens in high school will not matter after high school. There were things that I thought were like detrimental to my life, that I thought, this just happened, my life is over. My life is done for. Like, this is it. There's no hope. I'm done. Like I said, there were things that I thought were completely detrimental to my life that do not matter at all. Now, as an adult, they're completely irrelevant, and none of... Hi, you want to be in my video? Don't think that things that happen in high school are going to affect you your entire life. Things that people say in high school are not going to affect you your whole life. Susie from math won't matter in 3 or 4 years, I promise. Something that Brock on the football team said to you as you were walking down the hallway is not going to matter when you're in college and you have a job and a career and all that fun stuff. So just brush things off. Don't let them bother you. Everyone rushes to get out of high school. Everyone. I remember when I was in middle school, I wanted to be in high school. When I was in high school, I wanted to be in college. And now I'm about to be done with college. And I'm like, so now what? And I think it's just crazy because, even in high school, you're waiting till you're 16 and you can drive, and then you're waiting till you're 18, so, you're an adult, and then you're waiting till you're 21 so you can drink. So it's like everything, I guess, that I've been waiting for is now over. There's only one more thing, and that's to graduate college and, go and be an adult in the real world, which is scary. Slow it down. I know it's exciting to be 16 and get your license, and it's exciting to be 18, and it's exciting to go to college. I 100% agree, but don't rush it. Because now for me, like I was like that. I was like, oh my God, I cannot wait to graduate high school and go to college. Oh my God, I can't wait to be 21. And I did it because it goes really fast, I swear. I feel like I'm talking as if I'm so old, and I know I'm not old, but like, I mean, I guess in comparison to who I'm making this video for, which is like people in high school, freshmen, 14, 15-year-olds, I am kind of old compared to them. So yeah, the SAT isn't the end of the world. The SAT is not the end of the world. Say it loud for people in the back. I literally failed the SAT like 50 million times. My mom's gonna kill me for saying this. I was in the SAT room with the next, like with the juniors, like with the 11th graders coming in. Like they already started taking their SAT, and I was still taking mine as a senior. I was in so many tutoring classes. I was in so many private study things. Like I did everything I could to do well on the SAT, and it just was physically impossible for me. And it's like that for a lot of people. I don't think it's fair that the SAT is the only thing that tests you to get into a college, but it's not the end of the world. So my first year, I did not get into the school that I wanted to go to, but I knew that I wanted to leave home and go to college. So I did my first year at the local community school up by my college, which actually is like a university, but it's like a community school, whatever. Went there for the first year, got all A's, and got into the university that I'm at now earlier than I would have, because normally you're supposed to do like 2 years at community school and then transfer over to the college or the university. But since I got all A's, and they went back and looked at like my grades in high school, because I had like all A's in high school, it was only my SAT that screwed me over, I was able to actually get into my university early. So don't stress about it. It is probably the most stressful thing ever. If you're going through it now, if you went through it last year, I know. It's the most stressful thing ever. I probably took it like 8 or 9 times and still never got over, did not do well, okay? Let me tell you that right now. I think well, when I took it, it was still a 2400 was the highest, I'm pretty sure. And I think I literally got like a 1400. But don't stress about it. It's not the end of the world. You will get into college. You will go somewhere. And wherever you end up, you'll do amazing. So don't stress about it, because so many people stress about the SAT and all of that. And I did too. But I learned that it's not the end of the world, and I'm about to graduate the university that I wanted to go to, even though I didn't get in at first and I failed the SAT 500 times. So the ACT is no better. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I'm looking at the time of how long I've been filming, and I cannot believe I've been blabbing on for this long. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this helped someone out there, one person even, going into high school, or that is in high school. And just know that if anyone is ever being mean to you in high school, don't let it bother you. But my Instagram DMs are always open, so come on in and I'll tell the bullies to stop it. Just kidding, I won't. But no, I won't. I won't tell the bullies to stop it, but I'm definitely always a person that you could talk to. And yeah, if you guys like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below if you're in high school or college, or when you were in high school, or a high school story that you want to tell me. I could tell you guys about my first high school love and heartbreak and all of that, if you want to hear about it, because obviously now at this age, none of it bothers me anymore, and it's definitely something that maybe could help some of you that are going through that. So if you do want to see that, then let me know also down below. And if you do want to shoot me over a DM, or I do always post questionnaires, Q&As on Instagram, and that's just at Nikki Cortland. So definitely go send me some stuff on there. I love you all. As always, subscribe and turn on post notifications so you never miss a video, and I will see you guys next week with a brand new video. I love you guys, and happy start of school. Bye.